Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening, I'm Size Eyes meteorologist Kameron Clark. Right now we do see the sunset setting right now with temperatures starting to plummet to the upper 50s right now. We do see our cold spots still in Decatur County with temperature in May City now, with temperature around 51 degrees in Cedar, Decatur County right now. But we still see a warm spot right now around Southwest Iowa and Creston and Council Bluff right now. But we do see a temperature of 6 degrees in Des Moines County and Des Moines County right now. And then we see a temperature of 58 degrees in Ames and Story County right now. But we head to our headlines for tomorrow. We still see our rain chance going to come in tomorrow overnight into the tomorrow morning hours. We still see that cool, we're going to see after the rain and the low pressure system cold front comes through, we're going to see cooler temperatures for the weekend, folks. So make sure you wear a sweatshirt and jeans as you're going out this weekend, folks. And then we're going to see much comfortable Iowa weather for much of next week. I'll give you more details on the weather coming up.
Plus, Hunter has a look at your national forecast. All that and more as this Wednesday, April 17th, 2024 edition of our senior show, Size Eyes on the Skies, starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, Lucas Prokosch. As we begin with tonight's weather story. The high in downtown Kansas City was 37 degrees, and daily highs were 45 degrees or colder between the 16th and the 18th of this month. It's a little cold down there. The temperatures remained below 50 degrees between the 23rd and the 25th of 1910 as well. And now to discuss more with what's happening around the country, here's Hunter with your national forecast.
Good evening, Iowa. My name is Hunter Fowkes, Size Eyes meteorologist Hunter Fowkes, here to talk about some of our national weather headlines here. We'll see some breezy conditions here in the Midwest portions of the country. Severe threat tonight in the Ohio River Valley, as well as into tomorrow, and cooler conditions following severe weather. I'll have more ahead on the national weather later.
It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at the national forecast with Hunter. So Hunter, what's been going on around the country?
Well, the country is experiencing a little bit of severe weather, but as we'll see going forward, the weather will cool off and we'll get to more normal conditions and a little bit less severe weather. Let's take a look. Here across the country right now, very spring-like across much of the southern, central, eastern, and southwest portions of the country. Cool spot, though, out over the northern plains into the inner Rocky Mountains where some snow is happening, but for the rest of the country, we get to enjoy spring. Looking here now at precipitation falling here around the state of Iowa, we see there's a little bit of showers entering the northwest portions of the state, but it'll generally stay on the lighter side. The rest of the state here is pretty clear and dry. As we take a look here at the rest of the country, we see that severe line of storms moving through portions of the rest of the country here, as well as a little bit of precipitation going on here into portions of the Midwest. Rest of the country, though, appears to be pretty clear and dry, and clouds a little bit across the southeast portions of the country. Looking at now some watches and warnings around the country, fairly quiet with a couple spotty locations here, but the important severe weather going on right now is a remaining portion of a severe thunderstorm watch with a couple of severe warnings down here in parts of southeast Ohio with a flash flood warning going over central Perry County in Ohio. Looking here now at the severe weather risk for tomorrow, we see that there's an enhanced risk from the Storm Prediction Center where they expect some severe storms to generally be concentrated in this zone, with a cold front trailing all the way down towards the Dallas area for potential slight risk of severe storms. Looking here at the futurecast, we see that line of thunderstorms currently in Ohio River Valley move eastward and die out, with a little bit of spotty showers and thunderstorms into the northeast. As we look west, though, towards the Midwest, we see our next weather maker moving in, bringing some precipitation to parts of the Midwest. We see that transition through the morning hours, where potential for some thunderstorms occurring here, as well as heavy rain. So we'll need to watch out for that. Might be woken up to a little bit of thunder tomorrow morning. That line continues moving through, where we see a potential line of storms for our severe weather risk tomorrow in portions of the Mississippi River Valley. That then blows through the Kentucky-Tennessee region, where we expect to see then the severe weather to diminish. Looking here at rainfall across the country, great section of rainfall across the midsection and a little bit of the eastern section of the country. Looking here more locally, we will see a little bit of precipitation here across the state of Iowa, relieving some of that drought conditions that we are experiencing. But unfortunately for the area, which is usually in the northeast part of the state, we're seeing a little bit more drought conditions. Unfortunately, not the heaviest rain, but we'll take what we can get. Looking at our forecast city, Minneapolis, we see weather conditions right now into the mid-50s for tomorrow. Average highs are usually in the upper 50s, so we're not too far from average. Once that storm system moves through, we see conditions cool well below average, so some cooler weather for those who enjoy the cooler weather before summer sets in. But we seem to be warming back up into some warm conditions as we go through the weekend into next week with a chance of showers and thunderstorms.
Thanks, Hunter, for that forecast. Now let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. What was the hottest temperature recorded in Iowa? Was it eight degrees Fahrenheit, B, 118 degrees Fahrenheit, C, 135 degrees Fahrenheit, or D, 121 degrees Fahrenheit? We'll have that answer coming up at the end of the show. Plus, we'll have a look at your Iowa weather after the break. Welcome back. Now let's take a look at your Iowa weather with Cameron. So Cameron, what's going on out there?
Well, it's going to be a rainy day on Thursday, but we still see some cool temperatures coming down after the rain this weekend. So it's going to be a little chilly weekend, but still in the 50s for much of the region right now. We see the wind speeds right now. Wind speeds were much stronger this morning, but they have calmed down out of the west and west. But they're going to shift to the north as after the rain and the low pressures and the cold front moves through right now. Temperatures right now are in the 50s right now, but we still see the warmest part around Creston and Council Bluff at this time right now. Let's take a look at the headlines today. Let's take a current temperature right now. We see a temperature around 63 degrees out there. Winds are out of northwest around 13 miles per hour, and it feels like a normal April for much of Iowa right now. Let's take a look at the south right now. We do see some spotty showers up to our northwest, but that's not going to affect us tonight. But as we go through the headlines today, we're going to see some rain chances tonight into tomorrow. We see that cooler temperature the weekend. Make sure you wear a sweatshirt and jeans or some type of coat as you go out this weekend. But we're going to see much comfortable Iowa weather for us next week in April right now. But let's take a look at futurecast right now. We still see that rain up to the northwest. That's up here around Spencer. That's going to push its way through. But as we get to early Thursday at 9 a.m., we see that heaviest amount of rain along Davenport down to northeast Missouri. But after we get that rain pushing out to Thursday afternoon to Thursday evening, we're going to see that cloud current out and see temperatures start falling along that cold front behind that cold front. Right now, let's take a look at the precip right now. We see the heaviest amount of precip. It's going to be along down southeastern Iowa into much of northern Missouri. But let's take a look at drought monitor right now. We still have a big drought in in the northeastern part of the state right now. That rain is going to help a little bit, but it's still going to be a central drought since we didn't get some of that snow during the winter season. Now, let's take a look at tonight's forecast right now. We're going to see 45 degrees tonight. Make sure you enjoy this weather. Don't really wonder that as we get tonight. It's going to be a little chilly, folks. As we get towards the look ahead, we're going to see temperatures rise up into the mid 50s, maybe reaching the upper 50s tomorrow. But as we go through this 7-day forecast, we're going to see temperatures below average this weekend, but we could see some temperatures in the low 30s and even into the maybe possibly 20s in some spots across the state right now. But then we see some normal-like temperatures and spring-like weather for the rest of the work week into the weekend into the next week.
Thanks, Cameron, for that forecast. Now let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. Was Williamsburg a wedge tornado? A, no. B, definitely not. C, not even close. Or D, happy birthday, Josh.
Ooh, that's a tough choice. I think I'm gonna have to go with happy birthday, Josh.
It was not even close. But actually looking at a real trivia question, which was, what was the hottest temperature ever recorded in Iowa? A, 8 degrees. B, 118 degrees. C, 135 degrees. Or D, I got those mixed up. B is 121 and D is 118, I think. Or D is 121, whatever.
I'm going to go with D.
Oh, that's a little too hot.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with C, super toasty.
Actually, Cameron, you were right. I was messing with you there. The answer is D, 100. No, it's not. It's B. You were too hot.
Yeah, it was.
You know, we changed that answer like 4 times.
That's okay. It was hot. It was hot, toasty.
So anyways,
Rather elsewhere.
118 degrees was the highest temperature ever recorded in Iowa. Anyways,
I experienced that in Tennessee. I experienced that too.
I've never experienced anything like that. But anyways, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on X/Twitter. And you can find all our shows on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and stay classy.